So friends, recently the Ramayana trailer has been dropped. It's directed by Nitish Tiwari and stars are Ranbir Kapoor and Sai Pallavi as Masita. Obviously, Ranbir Kapoor is playing as a Shri Ram, and this movie has a budget of 4,000 crore, right? And if you have watched the trailer, I believe you guys must be thinking that where this all this money has been gone, because trailer not look promising for the movie which has a budget of 4,000 crore, right? Some people can claim that possibly because of the taxes, but no, the current government do not tax us this much, right? Obviously, the Nirmala Thai is not behind this. But if you have seen like how it is started, they are not projecting that this is a Ramayana, right? And that it's a story about Lord Sri Ram. They started within this tax that you should watch it because it's done by some guy who has an 8-time Oscar winning, right? And obviously if you include these many, and I have heard that they have included this Hollywood folks in this, and obviously they charge a lot, right? So okay, you can make a sense of where this 4,000 crore invested, and obviously it's suited. It's have been used. We have been used IMAX camera here, right? And IMAX camera is not cheap. We all know, right? Okay. Going forward, if we talk about this Ramayana, I mean, have you seen the spelling of it? I don't know why everybody starts putting this R in the text, whether it's a Rama, Siva. Siva is okay, makes sense, but Rama, Lakshmana. I mean, these things do not justify with our own people, because they are our own god, and it's our own culture. It's not Ramayana, it's Ramayan, right? So I think we should not do this. But if you have heard the recent statement from Nitesh Tiwari that this movie is not for the when what he's saying, it looked like this movie is not meant for the uh, our us Indian folks, right? It's look like, and even he said that if he will consider this movie as success, if the foreigners, if the other peoples outside of India thought that this as I mean, it's a nice movie, then only he will call it as a success. It doesn't matter what we think of it, right? Okay, this is my first objection with this trailer, right? And if we continue, and I mean regarding the name, like, I mean, why they're changing the name, right? So I have a thought, like, if you really want to change a name, why not do it like a Modi ji, like Bhai Dolan Trump, right? So yeah, we should do that like that, not changing our own people and our ancestor name, right, and insulting them. Okay, now let's talk about the trailer itself and what the content they are presenting here. The initial screen is like where you can see a white Garuna or a bird, if I'm mistaken, is flying over a battlefield, spacely over some kind of a tower, all right? And everybody is talking about this, like, uh, it's look like, I mean, the entire battlefield is presented in a snowy mountains, right? Which is not ideal for our environment, because this is our own story happen in Bharat, where there is no such snow, right? And obviously the war is not happen on the Himalaya, right? And the kind of snow, or the uh, uh, you can say the land shown in the battlefield is not resembling the Himalayas, right? And and everybody has pointed out, so it's very basic, and I think it's worth pointing out, right? This is not right. And addition to that, if you look closely, that tower, it looked like a tower from a Lord of the Rings, right, where the Gandalf was kept hostage, right? So just try it. I mean, you will find it very similar to that tower. And then again, if you see the back, if you have observed the background music, the how slowly it started, it completely gives the vibes of the Lord of the Rings. you can play both the Lord of the Rings music and the Ramayana trailer music in the starting. It will felt like similar, like this is similar, right? And Lord of the Ring is in itself is a cult classic, right? Me myself has watched this 10 times a year. And, and now a dispute among viewers is inevitable, but I like The Hobbit as well. You can see I just named The Lord of the Rings and I quickly talk about The Hobbit. Such is the impact of the series, right? It's clearly giving the Lord of the Rings vibes. Even the Bigfoot like monster look like one of the Orc army soldiers. The tower in the scene is a lot similar to the Tower of Sauron. Right? I was forgetting the name, even though I have watched so many times. But okay, we have a different thing that we when we look into movies, right? And I'm pretty bad with remembering names, so pardon for that. The overall color gradient is yellowish. Such color additions helps in hiding imperfection in animation and blending the real life footages with the animated character. And if you guys have a little bit knowledge on creating a 3D objects and blending with the real life, you know that a little bit of a darkness and monetizing the entire screen with some certain color give you a leverage over hiding your imperfection. Still, but this color is very too much, right? Ramayana means a lively story, and it should be colorful, right? If you have seen the Mowgli or what else, any like just look at the Avenger movies, or even the Iron Man. I mean, it holds a lot of color. Like the color, I mean, the sky should be blue, right? If you're swimming in an ocean, it should be blue, right? So this kind of things add cheerful impression over the entire storytelling, right? And obviously, the Lord Rama or Lord Ram is not, should shine in Bhagwa, right? When he's standing under the sunlight, his clothes should reflect that Bhagwa color. The overall environment sucks and gives a negative feeling. Not to mention, by this time, we all know the psychology of colors. Why do the food chains prefer yellow and red? Why is there a green color in the hospital? A single color thing will not give the good feeling where at the end the public starts shouting Jai Shri Ram in theater, right? Possibly they see it as a just a normal fantasy movie, right? As I have seen the trailer, it gives you a cheap copy mix of some Hollywood famous movie. For instance, look at the entrance of the character name where Lord Ram Bose animated just like Game of Thrones. So if you have seen the starting animation of the Game of Thrones, you can easily compare that. Okay, and okay, there is a thing called inspiration, right? So I believe nothing in this world is pure, right? Nobody wake up one day and create something out of nothing, right? Every creation in the artist world is inspired from something, right? So I believe in that, but it should not be this much blatant copy, or it should not resemble to the public that okay, hey, this scene is from that movie, right? It should not. And again, you are making a Ramayana, which is a religious and sentimental thing for all Indian folks. Okay? So people should be careful about what they are creating. Okay, we have heard that lots of Hollywood folks are involved, right? Which this I have, I mean, oh, sorry, this I have already talked about, right? But the thing we should consider that these Hollywood folks, obviously, they are champion in their field, right? And they are tool. So the responsibility lies with the director, how he is utilizing their talent in telling our Ramayana to the world, right? So obviously the graphics happens, graphics make sense, but I think the director should narrate a story in more of an Indian way, because obviously, uh, uh, right, it should not look like a foreign to us. It should not look like Lord of the Rings to us. It's not a monster fantasy. It's about a Lord Sri Ram telling people that, hey, the life is not good. Struggles comes, but this is how you're going to fight it. Entire Ramayana was not about killing a monster. It was about that the Lord Ram appeared for their devotee. Then there was no mention that he appeared to kill Ravan. It was always, I mean, see, he's a god, right? He's a god. He's so powerful that in a blink of eye, he could have killed the Ravan, right? Just to please their own people. I mean, if you have read this Ramayana, you must know that, okay, because this was the reason, the entire reason of him leaving the Ayodhya. He told Mata Saraswati, orchestrated to this entire plan so that he can leave the Ayodhya. Why? So that he can travel the entire Bharat and meet his devotee and do good for them. This was his promise to all his devotee. Okay, I will appear in front of you and you can see as much as you want. You can feed me as much as you want. And if somebody is thinking that the Lord Rama or Lord Ram has appeared in front of you or on this earth is because to kill some or some monster. No, this is very wrong understanding. And I think this is where this entire crew of the Ramayana was wrong, right? Because now consider, I mean, when Tulsidas started writing Ramcharitmanas, right? He himself was not sure if he could write it. He prays almost everywhere in the beginning that it's not me who is writing it. It's Lord Shiva himself. Consider the heaviness of Sri Ram, that a mere human shakes on simply presenting him in words. And even after glorifying him with all the alankars possible in human language, or I mean, like, or the knowledge he have, Sri Tulsidas begs for mercy for any miswritten words left over. Right? So I mean, he was not sure that he did a justice with the Lord Ram character, right? By presenting him in the word. So this was such a heavy characteristics Sri Ram holds, right? And here, what we are seeing, a chocolate boy, obviously the Ranbir Kapoor, because if you look at his past, he has never done such kind of movies, right? So let's see if he pull off some kind of miracle, okay. But considering his past, I'm not comfortable. I'm not able to relate him in the role of Sri Ram. And the way this story has been presented, the overall trailer I'm talking about, I mean, I just want to say to these folks that, do you even know how the one who created everything exists in everything? I mean, I'm talking about Lord Sri Ram, that he's everywhere. He created everything, the birth and death of all, right? Even in the end, he destroyed the time itself, right? Feels in human form. So I mean, you can imagine, all you can do is imagine how the god behave in a human forms, right? So you need to study. You need emotion. You need a faith to have to play a role of Sri Ram. You can not a normal human being who is doing all kind of suttabaji and drink and be cheerful and enjoy doing party here and there, and just wake up one day and start doing this. Okay? So my suggestion would be a possibility they have done it. I mean, so far we have not heard such news, that they should at least from the Ranveer Kapoor side, that he should be investing his time with some kind of the gurus or the kathavachaks. Simply listen, like how what was the character of Sri Rama, right? How he used to behave, because there are a lot of things. There were a lot of bhakts who have seen Lord Rama. They know how he looks, how he uh, talk, right? So I think that these folks should have, do some research. Looking from the trailer, it's look very lazy work, but let's see the complete movie, and then we can make a comment on like what was the, or whether they put some effort in it or not. I mean, just okay. So okay, one more character, which is obviously the prominent character, is Masita, which is played by Sai Pallavi. You cannot see any kind of grace in her appearance. This is my another objection, because Mother Sita is mother of all kinds, right? Her presence should be delicate, as talked about in the books. She was so innocent and physically soft that on the idea of her moving to Venice with Ram, everyone opposed it. Even Sri Ram himself, everyone thought she could not bear the harshness of the jungle. Such grace, fineness, and motherhood are nowhere to be seen in Sai Pallavi. Looks like she just appeared on set like any normal movie. When you yourself don't treat your movie like an epic, the public will not as well. Right? There is a reason why paintings painted by artists stand out against printed graphics. It is the hand strokes and thoughts which the artist has added into it. Okay? Take an example of Dhurandhar 1 and 2, both part 1 and 2. I mean, everyone from actors to director has added so many thoughts into everything that people, even these days, are making sorts of it. And you must have seen it, right? So some people folks are talking about like why. I mean, you guys must have seen that, where people are talking about it. Hamza always burn his family photos from the side where he resides. So he always burn his side first instead of his family, right? So these are very thoughtful things, right? You when you do your homework, you have put a lot of things in it, even a small detailing. Your final thing will be an art. And this same thing happen with any artist. If you're a painter, when you do a brush strokes, this brush strokes, this strokes makes painting, the level of detailing you are adding, big brushes, small brushes, right? And let's talk about the Ravana, right? So Ravan is, yes, and all you can do is salute to the casting director, because he's a perfect for this guy. As a villain, I mean, he has a rough aura around him, right? And yes, he's perfect for the Ravan role, right? And I'm sure yes is going to eat Ranveer Kapoor. This guy, as I told you earlier, that he has a rough aura around him. One I mean, I just mark my word that when this movie releases, everybody will be talking about yes and his role as a Ravan. And now compare this level of charismatic actor and compare the Ranveer Kapoor. Do not look decent, because when I compare, I always remember. I mean, you can say a character from India and compare it with the Jagga Jasus character, right? So obviously, it's not fair. Okay, then. And I mean, and everybody know that Shri Ram was told as a Nav Kishore. That's why he never had beard. A Nav Kishore means like always be a 19 years old. And but in the trailer you can see that the Ranbir Kapoor saved chin. Basically the frame where he's making an entrance, you can see his safe chin. right? So I mean, believe the VX they could done some VFX and make it more, young, make him more younger, right? Okay, and I mean, I'm not talking. I'm not just joking. I mean, just do Google the memes out there. People have used AI to make the same picture, same Ranveer Kapoor, more lively, more younger than the actual scene in the trailer. Hope these, I mean the movie folks are making notes of it and doing some improvements there. And again, I'm not a, I don't believe in criticism. I believe in positive criticism. So it should not be like simply criticizing everything, because obviously somebody has used so much here, right? So I believe it should be a constructive criticism, and what they could do better. Let's talk about, right? And we hold a right to criticize, because you are talking about our God, right? So it's our faith, it's our hero you are talking about, and obviously we are talking about Shri Ram, right? The single name holds such a capability that if it can unite the entire nation from the north to south, and you know very well why the BJP is not leaving the Ram now. Okay. Okay. Now most of folks are now talking about, if you have seen, especially this Bollywood folks, they are saying that do not judge the entire movie just by seeing the trailer. They are asking folks to first watch the entire movie in whole, and then come to conclusion. To that argument, uh, I would say that when you see a food, you instantly get a idea like whether it's going to be good or not, right? I mean, everybody knows that if something is rotten, smelling, just by look of it, you know that this is not a good thing to eat, right? And then comes the smell later, right? You don't have to eat the entire food, right? Even a small spoon of taste, sometimes the smell can tell you that this is not for me, correct? And yeah, from the trailer it looked like that this is the case. So ultimately, cooking food. I mean, if you're talking about the cooking food, and cooking food is also art, right? If you have put a lot of effort in everything, like spices, how whether the heat was low or high, medium, right? And if you have, carefully planned these things, obviously your food would be very great, and whoever is going to eat it will enjoy it, right? That's no doubt. And this is from where you get the confidence. Okay, I have put in so much effort. People will like it. I mean, just like exam, if you have studied very well, you know that you're going to do good in your exam, right? The moment you enter in the examination hall, you know that you're going to do, right? Good, because we have done a lot of uh, you have put a lot of effort. What could happen that, okay, you may not get an 80, you might get 70, right, out of 100, but you will be good, right, compared to other, because you have put a lot of effort. And this, so same thing, not showing in this trailer. And again, we all know about the Adipurush, right? So if Prabhas is seeing this, response, he might be relaxing after seeing this trailer, right? Because obviously people will forget about him and people will remember Ranbir Kapoor's. And I believe Ranbir Kapoor, this looked like Ranbir Kapoor's mistake, because once Prabhas did the Adipurush, his movies, even the good one, were getting flop. So I fear that possibly the same thing happened with Ranbir Kapoor, because you cannot, it's a religious matter. It's fine, nobody is coming on the street and you can say anything, but people are silent, right? They will not come to your movie hall to see this movie. You can claim it like Pathan that this is top grossing movie, and this movie has earned this much amount, but the reality will be obviously very different, right? So, to this entire crew of Ramayana, I have few suggestions that anyone who is making a movie on Shri Ram needs to understand the public is not after VFX and action sequences. It's about sentiment. He was called Karuna Nidhan. This is the nature of our Ram. He is not an action hero who does kung fu like shown in the trailer. If you have seen, all right, how he's doing, flying in the sky and making shooting the arrow. Or you can compare it with the obviously with the Lord of the Rings elves when the elves are shooting the arrow, right? Or even in the Hobbit, if you have seen, right, the river scene where monsters are chasing the hobbits and elves started fighting, right? They were flying in the sky, jumping here and there, and shooting the monsters, right? He was immensely powerful that by just drawing his bow, the entire ocean started boiling. Now imagine the power he holds. A god does not jump here and there like a monkey. Rather, monkeys come around him to do it for him. So, for the sake of your Western cult, leave our Sri Ram alone and don't you dare make another flop.